Hello, everyone. This is Al Kabir, the analyst, and today I want to talk about Calijah Kancey, I believe, and also Nolan Smith. I think we should draft one of those guys at 10. I think we got to take one of those guys. But let's get into it, man. This is Al Kabir, the analyst. Before I start this video, of course, if Jalen Carter fall into our hands because of the misdemeanors he got, yeah, take Jalen Carter. But say if I believe he's going to like Chicago or something. I think he's going to one of those teams, right? I think our best bet is if we see other teams pass up on them, we trade back a bit. Maybe somebody ahead of us or behind us wants somebody before the next person get them like a quarterback, like Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. So I think if I'm saying this last name, Anthony Richardson, the guy from Florida, if he have a good combine, I think that benefits the Eagles a lot because I could see a team trading up for him, especially depending on what the Texans do with that. I think they got like the third or second. I think they got the second pick. So say if they decide, you know what, we're gonna go D tackle. They got a former defensive coordinator as their head coach. So I'm assuming they're gonna want to put defense first. Then we're like, you know what, maybe we could get a quarterback trade ahead of the Eagles because they, don't need a quarterback. And we trade behind like, well, we know they're not taking Nolan Smith or Calijah Kancey. I'm sorry, I gotta get used to saying their names. So yeah, man, I think these quarterbacks having a good combine will benefit the Eagles. So hopefully they have a great combine. But I say that to say this, man. Brandon Graham looks like, he said he want to stay in Philly, but sometimes money talk. And can we really pay Brandon Graham at the season he had? Somebody's going to be willing to overpay. And, he's rumored to go to Cleveland. That makes sense. Jim Schwartz, him, had one of his best years under Jim Schwartz, won the Super Bowl under Jim Schwartz. He made a big play in the Super Bowl under Jim Schwartz. Fletcher Cox had his best years under Jim Schwartz. So it makes sense if both of these guys go there. But that do leave a gap in that defensive tackle. Definitely Javon Hargrave decided to walk and Fletcher Cox. So that will make, Calijah more of a bigger need. And power in our defensive ends is that we was able to rotate them. And I was looking at Nolan Smith, and I'm going to put it right here too. I'm like, the way he's built, the way he's moved, and how quick he is, he kind of remind me of Hassan Reddick. I didn't want to say it because, I don't watch college football as much. And then look, Next Gen Stats put it up for me. Like, they built the same, the way they move, how they quick off the edge. They like the same guy to me a little bit. But that's a lot of pressure to put on a guy who never played in the NFL. And Hassan Reddick just had one of the best seasons ever. So, yeah, Nolan Smith reminds me of Hassan Reddick a lot. So, I would love one or the other because we obviously probably can't get both unless one of them fall. And I doubt if it's gonna be Smith, and I doubt it's gonna be Kancey because both of them in their positions ran one of the fastest times ever. So yeah, I think we need one of those guys because we built off the line. As Howie Roseman said, it's no secret. Everybody know the Eagles' offensive line and defensive line. That's them. And then of course, we had the skills, but our line is everything. And Calijah, he remind me of Javon Hargrave a lot. He had 7 sacks last season. He's quick. I mean, that swim move is quick. So if he get in the backfield, he could chase down some quarterbacks, man. So I like him a lot. Him, Jordan Davis being paired up together would be crazy. And even if we get Smith, we got Smith, Hassan Reddick, and Hargrave just rotating. That's crazy. So yeah, I think we should take one of those guys, man. And I'm not saying get rid of the veterans, but now if we find a way to keep Brandon Graham, man, I don't want to say, well, you could pass on Smith. Smith is going to be a difference maker in this league. Man, I don't know. I don't know, man. If we keep Brandon Graham and Smith is there, man, you probably still gotta grab him. I still gotta grab him, man. I'm gonna say this draft is like heaven for Howie Roseman. The way the lines are just so athletic, especially the defensive line. So we'll find somebody. I think whoever we get, we'll be satisfied. That's the great thing of having a 10th pick, because once you get to that 20, 30-ish, it gets to, I don't say those guys not skilled, but it's like, okay, now we trying to pick guys who we believe that can just play in this league. To me, once you get out of that first 15, the rest of the guys you're hoping they can just play in the NFL. And you hoping some guys just drop, Maybe Canny not needed for a lot of teams. Maybe he just drop in our hands. I want to say maybe Smith drop in our hands, but man, he ain't getting past 15. He ain't getting past 15. Unless it's some undisclosed something we don't know. Like what happened to Nakobe Dean. He ain't getting past 15, man. But oh man, this draft class is really good for as lines and stuff. It's not like the others, like with the big name wide receivers. There's wide receivers, of course, but I don't see a Jamar Chase or a Devontae Smith or a Waddle. Remember how that draft class was? So I don't really see any of that with this draft, but this draft is built for us, really. Well, if we need a QB, too. There's some good QBs in this draft, too. But we don't need a QB. So, yeah, man, I think this is a heaven. This is a match made in heaven for Howie. I think he's going to pick the right guy, and we're going to be satisfied, right? I just hope he do. I just hope he don't overthink it. That's been my problem with Howie in the draft. But the past few drafts, he haven't been overthinking it. But hey, man, what do you think, or how do you feel about Calijah Kancey and also about Nolan Smith? Nolan Smith, man, which one do you want? Or it's like, nah, I'm forgetting somebody. Somebody else should be there. Let me know. Now, little by little, I'm doing my research. I know the Christian Gonzalez and all those guys out there, the Witherspoons and stuff. I've been doing it. I've been researching the guys people send to me. Been doing a lot of work. But me knowing Howie, he's gonna lie. But this is Alcabir, the analyst. Ghost.
Hey.